Hi, Stephanie Baumas here with Stephanie's Book Nook, and I just wanted to give you a peek at some of the books that are great for Cycle 3 Classical Conversations for history and geography. We have a number of U.S. history and geography books, and let's take a peek. This first one is probably my favorite for U.S. history. It's called History Uncovered, and you're going to see why in a moment. It actually is a book that you can use all year long with Cycle 3. And it's going to start from the birth of our nation, give some facts about key players. And then as you can see, it's actually cut out. So it's going to show what the nation looked like between 1770 and 1790. We turn the page. Now we have around the time of Louisiana Purchase. And so you can see that the cutout has expanded to include those new nations. It's got lots of things we talk about: Francis Scott Key, Sacagawea, Lewis and Clark, the Pioneer Era, Sea to Shining Sea, as westward expansion is happening. Here's what the United States looked like during the Civil War period, during the turn of the century, and then more modern times. And then you can see at the end that it shows all of that. So this is a really great book to use. It's layered and it's very unique. The next book we have is kind of focused on our geography. This is our 50 states in every vehicle. You're going to join the little family of animals called the Brum family as they travel to every state. This is more of a picture book that tells a story. So as they're going to the different states, it's talking about the states, the capitals, different landmarks that they see on their journey. It's great for younger kids who might be in CC. Just to get an idea and a feel for geography and states. A more detailed book for older children is this States and Capitals. Explore the capitals for all 50 states. This one is going to be, like I said, a lot more detailed. It's going to have the state flag, lots of facts about the state. Then it's going to have kind of an illustration of different major landmarks and cities in that state. Take a peek at a couple more. It'll have things like the state flower, mammals. So this one is one that you could definitely use every single week with Cycle 3 Geography, States and Capitals. It's beautifully illustrated. A fun one is called I Love You, American-a-Lee. And this one is like our Animal-Lee book, except it's all American landmarks. So it is a great practice for adverbs too. I love you colossally, like the high Cascades. I love you bountifully, like the Everglades. Covers a lot of different things that we talk about in our Cycle 3 Geography. Beautiful illustrations, really durable pages, not quite a board book, but not paper pages either. So that one's a lot of fun and a great practice for those adverbs before they get to essentials. And we also have a Shine-a-Light book in our flashlight series, The Wonders of the USA. This one, you're going to shine your flashlight underneath the page and the hidden image is going to appear. It's got lots of things we talk about. These are nonfiction and storybook format. There's the Liberty Bell, different landmarks. There's actually NASA in Houston, Hawaii. So that one's a lot of fun too, especially for younger children in CC. We also have our main encyclopedia. This is our Usborne World History Encyclopedia. I use these for all 3 cycles, but the last section is the last 400 years. And so this is great to just give them an overview each week of what was actually happening. We have lots of little timeline tidbits. Everything that we cover is pretty much in here in chronological order. So this is a very helpful tool that you can use. And it also has internet links that you can follow. And last but not least, I want to show you a few books that you could use just for chapter books or certain weeks. So week 1, we talk about Columbus. We have a nice, easier reader book called Christopher Columbus, very inexpensive, that you could use for week 1. We also have a number of books in our Extraordinary Life series that match different weeks. So when you talk about World War II, this is Anne Frank. These biographies are really well done for younger children. They're full of quotes and little fact boxes, and they're very, very visually appealing and easy to understand. We have Anne Frank. We have Katherine Johnson and Neil Armstrong for the week that we talk about the moon exploration, 1969. We have Rosa Parks for civil rights. Then we have the Usborne Book of the Moon, also for that moon week in second semester. This is like history of the moon and what people thought about the moon over time. It's very interesting. I used it in cycle 2, and now we'll also read it again in cycle 3. We have a World Wars book. This is a beautiful like coffee table type book. Covers the First and Second World Wars. Great for older children that might want more information, but still really accessible with all of the illustrations and easier to understand text. And this is one that you could use for all 3 cycles. This is the Timelines of World History book. It's a concurrent history across the world. So here we'll go to 1800 to 1819. So this is what was happening between those years in Europe, Africa and the Middle East, Asia and America and Australia. So it's a great way of understanding the timeline really holistically, which I think is important for CC folks. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite things. This is our learning wrap-up. We have these in math, but we also have them for states and capitals. So you just take the string and they can practice their states and capitals. So New Hampshire, what's the capital of New Hampshire? They're gonna match it up, Concord. What's the capital of Massachusetts? Boston. And then as you can see, they're gonna flip it to the back and it's self-correcting. So they can see if they have the string in the right place. And it's gonna go through all the states and capitals. So it's a really fun and easy way to practice. We also have it for multiplication. All right, hopefully this has been a great help to you to see some of our great history books and geography books for cycle 3.